Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this very early, the August 2nd, 2025, just after midnight. Here you can see the Ethereum price. We're going to get right on into this. Had the rejection. It is now sitting on the top part of this green trading zone, an area now that you would expect at least some kind of a bounce. If it holds bullish, you could see a bounce potentially all the way back up to now upper resistance, which would be this old consolidation here at around $3,900 with your major upper resistance of the megaphone neckline at 4,053. You came back down to the top part of this green trading zone at 3483.95. So you would expect a bounce there. You're getting a bounce after making a swing wick low of, get out of there, 34.33. You wick down to. Now you're back on top of that. Now what you would like to see is a back test of this 34.83 and a hold of this 34.83. And then through this weekend, after the big swing from top to bottom, maybe you could build another uptrend like this for Saturday and Sunday before the more big money comes in Sunday night when the market's open. So that's what we're looking like right now. And obviously, if it broke the 34.83 and can't stay on top of it, your next major target is 3,059.42, which is the bottom part of this green support and resistance trading box, right? So this is a very critical time for Ethereum to hold that 34.83 now that you're sitting just above it and you've bounced on it to stay bullish, right? So we're going to be paying close attention to that. XLM is the same thing. You've obviously got the harsh rejection here, and you're obviously coming down to the 36 cents is your next major area where the 50-day moving average in the daily is. And you're going to have to hit that 36 cents, the top part of this green trading box. And that's what you need to stay, just like we told you. As long as you're below the 43 cents, you're short-term bearish, and 36 cents is your underneath target, right? And that appears to be where you're coming now. And then you would expect, if you do come down here and touch this, you would expect at least a brief bounce, right? Because that's a pretty significant move from about 52 cents down to 36 cents, and that's a major support level. So you would expect at least a reactionary move off of here, potentially up into this area back to 38 cents, because you can see that's where your major upper resistance would start, where you had your major support before it broke down through it, right? So as long as you're below the 43 cents, that 36 cents is going to act like a magnet. The 36 cents is what you want to hold, or you're going to have a fall even lower down to the bottom part of this trading zone near the 100-day and just above the 200-day, sitting there at the bottom part of this green trading box at 31 cents, right? So that's what we're looking like in the short term. We're getting bearish on a lot of these coins. You can see XRP is now below the $3.07. We're below, we're actually just at $3 now. You're trying to confirm below this 307 and confirm it back as resistance. And if it does that, this 255 is going to act as a magnet, right? As long as you're below this 255 and the 100-day moving average is going to act like a magnet, and that's going to be your major support, and that's going to be the area that you have to hold, because if you don't hold that, and if you're down there, that's when we're going to have to start looking at is this run over in XRP, and was this just a mountain double top in the daily time frame, right, over the about a 6-month period from top 1 in December and top 2 in July, right? Is that just a mountain double top, and then we eventually come back down to the golden pocket between 67 and 92 cents? That's something to speculate for the future. But in the short term, is this just going to be a short consolidation after a big move, or is this going to be something much more severe where we come down and retest potentially the neckline support again, and maybe even lower down to the old $1.29 target that, even if it does hit, is technically not correct, because we set a new regional high on a massive move before, if it ever did come back down there to that $1.29 target that we had. I would say, well, we knew the target was going to come, but we didn't think we were going to hit a new high above 340, right? If it didn't get above 340, I would have been, yep, good. But it got above 340, but still, we called that from right in here a 129 low, and it came all the way down to $1.63, right? So this is what we're looking at in the XRP. It's very important now that in the short term to figure out if this is just a brief consolidation and pullback which is normal and healthy, a little bit of profit taking, right? And you retest maybe as far down as the 255, but then you hold and start to move back up? Or is this going to be a long drawn out, just like now the track showed the pump, which I just didn't believe they were going to pump that high, but you can see all the tracks were up there. One of them outlined all the way up, obviously, to $15, but then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks now out of the 5. Look at what they all do now after the pump. They all consolidate back down to the neckline through August and September, and then the mean of them actually travel all the way down back into this $1.20 range. You see that? See where the mean is? Here by November and December, it's back down to the $1.40 to the $1.20 range, right? And then it bottoms out where we have some at 86 cents, some a little bit higher, but then it goes into 2026 through 2027 where the bull market starts again. So it's very interesting times in the XRP on exactly what we're doing here. If we are going to come down to those lower targets that we thought we would, or are we consolidating for a much bigger move to the upside? But we're going to stay on top of that for you. If you look at AMP, this is very disappointing. It's coming back down to lower support, unfortunately. And unfortunately, if it doesn't hold this 0.00316, it's going to come down to the 0.00254. But if it does hold this and you can reclaim and start to get bullish again, and reclaim these moving averages, we can start to talk about the bullish side again. But right now, it's all about trying to hold the major lower support. The DGBs, the same thing. We've had a catastrophic breakdown. We're sitting just at the 0.00838. And obviously, if we don't hold that, your next underneath target is 0.00564. Like the channel, subscribe. Peace and love. Barack's eyebrow. Jay.